on Steam. Alright, controller supported. Oh yeah, we know what that means. Now I automatically gets 1,000 bonus points. New game. It is October of 1887 in an alternate Earth called Hemera. You are Jules Verne. Not the writer you know, but a scientist trapped in the middle of a dystopian world war. After a terrible shipwreck, you. What? After a terrible shipwreck, you ends up trapped. I end up trapped. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Philip is watching you. Hello, grammar there. You ends up trapped in a mysterious island where your extraordinary journey in search of Atlantis deepest begins. What? So Atlantis is still named Atlantis, but Earth is named Verne. Wait, no, Hermera. Hermera. That was what it was. What's going on? There we go.
Cedric's strange machine unleashed my memories, lightening the dark void of my stay at the island. The Annabel Lee was my first assignment as a scientific officer at the American Empire Navy. In addition to the war's own menace, there was a rumor that a huge sea monster was around, sinking ships. Despite my skepticism, 3 weeks after our departure, in the dead of night, that rumor became a reality by pouncing on our ship and in a matter of minutes wrecking us. By some miracle, I survived. Luckily, the currents brought me to the island. Later, I understood that my extraordinary journey started right there. Where am I? Oh God, the attack, the monster. That sea beast came out from beneath and rammed the Annabel Lee, ripping apart the hull like a rotten fruit. Why is it so hard to recall? There's no sign of life. Maybe I will find someone inland. Oh, I need food. A petroglyph. It's ancient. It must mean something. An old letter. Seems to be written by an outcast. It must be important.
September 19th. Night and day, I could think of nothing but how I might destroy some of the monsters in their cruel, bloody entertainment, and if possible, save the victim they should bring hither to destroy. And what could one man do among them, when perhaps there might be 20 or 30 of them together, with their darts, or their bows and arrows, with which they could shoot as true to a mark as I could with my gun. Right. Alright. Nice view. Well, that's good. What's this?
I need something to clear up this thicket. This place is a paradise, but not a soul around. I hope this island will not become my grave.
See a man-made bridge in the background.
There's something written on it. In this place, I arrived on September the 30th of... I cannot read the year. A book. The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. I can't say I've read it, and the author doesn't ring a bell, but somehow it feels familiar to me. Well, at least I will have a distraction. Another petroglyph. The symbols are different. A lift. A former inhabitant made it. I hope that if he is still around, he will be friendly. However, it's been a long time since this was built. It might work, if only I could find a tackle. I need a tackle to make it work. I need to break the lock.
November 27th. I was so amazed with the thing itself, having never felt like it, nor discursed with discoursed with anyone that I was like one dead or stupefied, and the motion of the earth made my stomach sick like one that was tossed at sea, but the noise of the falling of the rock awakened me as if it were, and rousing me from the stupefied condition I was in, filled me with horror, and the thought of nothing then but the hill falling upon my tent, all my household's goods, and burying all at once. At this sunk my very soul within me a second time. after the third shock was over, and I felt no more, for some time I began to take courage, and yet I had not heart enough to go over my wall again, for fear of being buried alive, but sat still upon the ground, greatly cast down and desolate, not knowing what to do.
There's a series of marks. It could be a calendar. If we take each of the small ones for a week and the big ones for months, mon Dieu, it's a whole life.
What? Oh. Oh. Okay.
Yes!
Like the music.
I must find a shelter first. I'm safe. Not in bad shape. It could be a good shelter until somebody rescues me. These trees have fruits. And back there's a stream of water. Now I need to rest. Tomorrow, with a clearer head, I will find how to fix it. I spent 2 days completely alone. Despite that, the island was familiarly comfortable. It was a beautiful place. All my life, I dreamed about freedom and exploring the world. Maybe that was the way destiny had to give me the chance to fulfill my desire for adventure. What the hell? I wasn't wrong.
Hey, look at the moon!
I must find out what that light was.
We in the Matrix?
I need to break the rope.
So break it.
I need to break the rope. But the island has changed. What happened?
Oh boy.
But what the... An elephant and a balloon? What's going on here? They feel familiar. Maybe a dream.
On January 31st, 1863, Jules Verne saw his first novel published, 5 Weeks in a Balloon. The story describes a thrilling journey through the unexplored territories of Africa led by the eccentric Dr. Samuel Ferguson, his faithful lackey Joe, and professional hunter Dick Kennedy. In order to find the sources of the Nile, these aeronauts decide to cross the continent traveling in a balloon named Victoria in honor of Queen of England, whose initiative use of hydrogen allows it to make long journeys. The novel immediately became a great public and critical success. In part, it was due to the enormous interest for the African continent of the audience at the time, but also began of the mixture of imaginary travel and solid, for the time, scientific information. One of the most famous passages of the novel describes how an elephant tows the balloon to cross the mountain range known as the Mountains of the Moon. Thanks to this first success, Verne gained the financial security that would allow him to fulfill his dream of becoming a writer. He signed a contract with Pierre Jules Hetzel's publishing house, which was to publish the rest of his works for the next 40 years. It is worth noting as a curiosity that Verne had never ridden in a balloon when he wrote the book, and would not do so until years later. Ooh, I did not know that. Is that true, or is it an alternate history thing?
More books. Edgar Allan Poe, Alexandre Dumas, again, Victor Hugo. Never heard these names before.
Okay, so
How strange.
from our
They don't look like they have been dragged here by the sea. Where do they come from?
obvious.
What's going on here? Compagnie Parisienne de l'Électricité? That can't be. How does a streetlight get here? And this writing desk? Again, it's weirdly familiar. That That must be the light I saw. Wait a moment. There's something on the ground.
New item, machete. Oh, I can break that lock now, I think. Maybe.
What's this?
I can cut that
A
rope.
door. That wasn't here before. It's jammed. To activate the mechanism, I need the missing blocks. Could the petroglyphs be the answer? I need something that can help me. I need something that can help me. It doesn't work. That's not useful now. I need something that can help me.
Go. That picture of my pool. Ah, yay! Big brain. Hey.
Another petroglyph. The symbols are different.
Yeah. January 8th. He was no sooner landed upon the earth, but he moved forward towards me with a long spear or weapon in his hand to kill me. And when he came to a rising ground at some distance, he spoke to me, and I heard his voice, so terrible that it is impossible to express the terror of it. All that I can say I understood was this: seeing all these things have not brought thee to re- repentance. Repent. Now thou shalt die. At which words I thought he lifted up the spear that was in his hand to kill me. No one that shall ever read this account will accept that I should be able to describe the horrors of my soul at this terrible vision. I mean that even when I was a dream, I even dreamed of those horrors, nor is it any more possible to describe the impression that remained upon my mind when I awoke and found it was but a dream. Whoop, wait. Oh, okay.
Another petroglyph. The symbols are different. The stick has a weird shape, almost like a key.
Well, take it.
I need something that can help me.
Ah. Oop, oop.
I need something that can help me.
That's good.
That's not useful now. I need something that can help me. Now I have all the blocks for the door.
Yay! Victory!
Somebody wants me inside. What if it's a trap? Should I take the chance? However, I could probably find inside an explanation for what's going on. And of course, it's a much more solid shelter than a wood cabin. Holy Antikythera mechanism! What's this place? This hasn't been built by some castaway. I'm trapped! I hope there's another way out. Mon Dieu! What's going on this island? The Life and Incredible Adventures of Robinson Crusoe by Daniel Defoe. Wait a moment. I remember that. I've read this book a dozen times. My God, the letters, the cabin. These are elements of that same story. Am I hallucinating?
Robinson Crusoe, written by Daniel Defoe, was published in April 25th, 1719, and is considered the first English novel. Defoe wrote Robinson Crusoe in approximately 6 months when he was over 50 years old, and it was a phenomenon, becoming one of the books with most editions, translations, and knockoffs in history. Robinson Crusoe was passed off as a chronicle that of real events, the stories of shipwrecked sailors that were very popular at the time, and there are several names that could have served as inspiration for the Defoe, among which stands out as the buccaneer Alexander Selkirk, who in 1704 preferred to stay on the uninhabited island of Massapetra in the South Pacific rather than continue abroad in the Cinco Ports, which he considered too damaged to continue sailing. After 4 years and 4 months in solitude, he was rescued safe and sound by the Duke, another privateer ship. Upon his return to London, his story of survival made him a celebrity. In 1966, the island was renamed Robinson Crusoe's Island. Jules Verne was a great admirer of Defoe's Robinson, something that is evident in many of his works, such as The Mysterious Island, 1874, although in this case, which leads to the protagonist to the island of the title is not a shipwreck at sea, but the fall of the hot air balloon in 1882, he published a School for Robinsons, in which he shipwrecked his character on another island where they had to survive all kinds of dangers and threats, such as inclement weather, tribes of cannibals, and even wild animals, with the only help of an aborigine and their own hands. Or Aborigines. Aborigine? Yeah, by the way, the full title of the work was A Life of and Strange and Surprising Adventures. How many? And Crusoe and York, a sailor who lived 28 years alone on an uninhabited island off the coast of America near the mouth of the Great Orunc River, having been cast ashore by shipwreck. Blah, 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 blah. It was worth noting as a curiosity that Verne had never ridden in a balloon when he. Well, wait, I already wrote that. By the way, the full title of the work. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I read it. Sorry.
Wait a moment. There's a note here. What mystery is this? All the books have my name on them, but they're all blank. No titles.
From the Earth to the Moon, around the world in 80 days, the Green Ray, the Golden Volcano. Select the shell. Activate the shell. That is something. No shit. Around the world in 80 days. Green Ray. This. The Golden Volcano. Ah.
Yes!
I'm sorry.
It's ancient Greek. The gift of Placeia will help you to change pieces of the world. Only if your imagination is as brilliant as her flame. What's this? It must be hundreds of years old. What? Good heavens! But what in the name of...
Oh my god. We're in the Matrix, everybody. Hey, what's that?
But here again? What's going on?
Oh no.
Did this artifact do it?
We're tripping balls.
What is this?
Something's going on. How long have you played this? About an hour? Oh my god. Alright. As fun and entertaining this game is, I got other demos to get through here. Verne, The Shape of Fantasy on Steam in 2023. Demo's out now.